6? Dinner at 5:30, games at 6. Come and support boys varsity soccer, get back on the winning train, and come get what I imagine will be chicken tenders. All right. So today we have a chapel speaker. We're going to try something different than what we've had in the past. So bear with me because I'm going to try and do it live.
So one thing we're trying to add is, should you choose to be a chapel speaker, which we hope you all will, we welcome your walk-up songs. All right? So, with the speaker comes your walk-up song. And our speaker today, wait for it, we need some words. Wait for it, the build-up, the anticipation. It's really amazing. Wait for it. It's none other than our very own Mrs. Bobby Krein!
Thanks, or talk to her briefly, or greet her, so that we can, I don't know, celebrate such an big wind-up for your speech.
That's a big wind-up. That song is called The Heat Is On, if you missed the punchline. If you've ever seen Beverly Hills Cop, I thought that would be an apropos song. Okay. Good morning. Famed restaurateur and chef Lydia Bastianich said, "Food is culture. Food is an identity, a footprint of who you are." Turkey tetrazzini. My earliest food memory is my mother's turkey tetrazzini. Not elaborate, not extraordinary, not really even delicious. Sorry, Mom. But I remember every bit of it. I remember the way it looked on the table. I remember the taste, the texture, and the tradition of turkey tetrazzini. It represented a post-Thanksgiving meal, and it was a staple in our house year after year. Growing up, no one in my home was an exceptional cook. Nobody loved to cook. But my mom prepared dinner every night, and we ate between 6 and 6:30 p.m. We were a meat and rice family and an iceberg salad. Always an iceberg salad. I still remember that salad. Bottled Italian dressing. Even into my college years, home for breaks, my mom would serve dinner at 6 and 6:30, between 6 and 6:30, and we were expected to be there. One time, at the ripe old age of 21, getting a phone call at a friend's house asking me when I was going to be home for dinner. You can imagine how much you-know-what I took for that. Whether I was conscious of it or not, that likely was the first hint that food to me meant family, and my mother, though not an all-star cook, showed us love by always having a meal ready for us between 6 and 6:30 p.m. Out of college, I started working immediately in schools and found myself with a good group of colleague friends in one of my first roles, which was head of a middle school. I think you can imagine that job on some days was really stressful, and a weekly dinner club with my friends really helped to alleviate some of that stress. We would come together, listen to good music, talk about our week, and prepare dishes for each other. We also made a point of creating things that we never created before. I remember a calamari dish that we made. Has anybody ever deconstructed a squid? Not fun, but pretty cool, but not for the squeamish. By the time I was in my late 20s, a theme had emerged. emerged. Food connected me to people that I cared about, and suddenly I found myself enjoying not only the consumption of the food, but preparing it and the company I prepared it with. Making the meals was almost as enjoyable as eating them. I have a feeling that if you asked Mr. Krein when he knew he wanted to marry me, he would mention a seared tuna sandwich I made for him while we were dating. Over 23 years later, he still talks about that tuna sandwich. My sister and her family, same thing, but penne alla vodka is the key to my nephew's hearts. Doing what I love for the people that I love makes me really happy. Good food generally makes people happy, right? Fast forward to when we had children, we would make crepes at least once a week for breakfast. I'd generally be at the stove making the crepes while Mr. Krein was responsible for the brown sugar butter and putting that on the crepes. Our children would watch us from their perches at our kitchen island, music playing, delicious food, and love abound. Breakfast also included waffles, regular and Belgian, and later lattes, smoothies, and acai bowls. Mr. Krein and I also carried on our parents' tradition of family meals at dinner. The bustle of the kitchen as I tried to get everything on the table at the same time, shooing any and everyone out of my way in the kitchen until dinner was served, is a really, really happy memory for me. A favorite phrase in our family is still, "Is there anything I can do to help?" "Yep, stay out of my way." I'm lucky that both of our children inherited this love of food, and though there was a time that that love waned for one of us, I think the idea of food and its connection to family has stuck around. This summer, sadly, neither of our children chose to live at home with us. They each lived independently on their own, and I do believe that the warmth and connection of family meals was something that they really, really missed, that and a full fridge. The evidence of them missing these meals is that when they come home, they make frequent requests for my chicken parmesan, ramen, butter chicken, shrimp tacos, and more. So as our breaks approach and time with my children comes into view, menu planning and filling their hearts and their bellies becomes priority one for me. I'm not entirely shy, but I'm also not fully outgoing. Truly, believe me. I'm also not great at coping with stress until I land in my kitchen. Even going to the grocery store, creating a menu, making my list, getting the ingredients I need is relaxing and satisfying. The chopping, sautéing, roasting, braising, making everything timed just right, for some, hugely stress-inducing. For me, complete and total enjoyment. There was a time not too long ago that I thought maybe I should pursue this love of cooking as a career, but I wondered if it would satisfy me in the same way if I had to do it every day for people that I didn't really know. Are you seeing how this all comes together? Mr. Krein arriving at Tilton as head of school, and I arriving as his trailing spouse, trying to find ways to connect with people within the school and on campus. Thus, the ideas of monthly birthday parties and Krein dining were made. So when I ask you when your birthday is, what your favorite sweet treat is, what food you miss most from home, or conversely, you ask me to make something you love, sourdough, tres leches, macarons, confetti cupcakes, you are allowing me to show you how much I care. Thank you.